and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to walk you through two recipes that I have found since surgery that I absolutely love. The first one is going to be Parmesan chips. They're really simple to make, and they are only 47 calories for each chip. There's only 3 ingredients and there's less than 1 carb for each chip, and I'm telling you, they are absolutely great. The other one, I'm going to show you how to do some chicken and some ground beef sliders. That'll come after the chips. First, we're going to get into the chips, and the first thing we're going to do is preheat the oven to 350 Fahrenheit or 175 Celsius. Next, we're going to line the baking tray with foil or parchment paper and then spray it. Now, I use the canola oil spray, but you can use any type of nonstick spray. Then the next thing we're going to use is the shredded Parmesan cheese. We're going to place about 1/2 ounce and about $1/2, maybe a little bigger than $1/2 size circle on the pan. I'm going to put 6 on this pan, but most standard pans will hold about 8, and that is typically how much I usually do. Now, I have 2 pans here because I was going to do 2 trays of them, but then I realized I only had enough for 1 tray. So I'm just going to do 6 today that I'm showing you. Now, one thing that you do want to do is try and, when you put the circles out, try and get them as flat as possible without seeing too much of the tray below. You want to get the cheese as tightly packed as possible, but not as flat as possible. Not too hilly or too thick. You want it to try and be as flat as possible. You see how I kind of pat it down a little bit. Then we're going to use some Italian seasoning. We're going to sprinkle a little Italian seasoning on the top of each one of those. I love Italian seasoning, and the Parmesan and Italian seasoning typically go pretty well together. I know this recipe is absolutely great with the Italian seasoning. You're going to sprinkle just a little bit on top of each. Now, if you like Italian seasoning, you can add as much as you want. I usually just sprinkle a little bit, and then we're going to grab some garlic powder, and we're going to sprinkle on top of each one some garlic powder as well. I love my garlic. Garlic has a lot of great properties to it. Garlic is really good for your heart. It's really good for fat burning. Now, yes, it has a smell unpleasant to some people, but I do absolutely love garlic. So we're going to sprinkle that. Now we're going to bake in. Once the oven is preheated, we're going to bake in the oven for about 5 minutes or until golden brown, just like these. Now, I will lift them up just a little bit just to make sure that it's not that they're not sticking too much. And then you're going to leave them for about 5 minutes and let them cool. Try and let them cool completely. They're going to harden up and become stiff like potato chips, basically. And then there is the ingredients and the nutritional information. You can pause it here and see the nutritional information and the ingredients. Okay, the next recipe is my beef and chicken sliders. Now, I'm showing you here one of the best investments that I have made since I went on this journey is a meat grinder. I'm taking a pound of meat, I'm putting it into my meat grinder. It's a pound of chicken, and I'm grinding it up into what would usually be like ground chicken. Ground chicken, if you try to buy in a store, is usually 3 or 4 pounds. But you can buy chicken breast for much less than that. This is chicken breast that I'm grinding up on my own, and it is half the price of what you would buy in a store. So I'm grounding up about a pound of chicken here, but I'm only going to use about 12 ounces for this batch. It's 12 ounces of the ground chicken. And you also, if you're going to be doing ground beef, you would only use the 12 ounces of ground beef. Now, I'm preheating my oven on bake at 350 degrees or 175 Kelvin. Now, for the sliders, I'm using a little a cupcake pan, and I'm spraying it really well with the canola oil spray. You can use whatever spray that you want to use. The next thing, now you do the same steps with the chicken as you do with the ground beef. Ground beef, you don't have to, you can buy cheap ground beef in the store. Just the same. But you're going to season it with a tablespoon of onion powder, a tablespoon of garlic powder, and then a teaspoon of salt. Now, if you like your ground beef with just salt and pepper, which is how my husband likes it, I'm not going to show the seasoning of the ground beef here. He just uses salt and pepper, and you can do that. The seasoning is completely up to you of how you want to season them. But I'm going to mix it up really well here once I get everything seasoned. And like I said, this is the chicken, and my husband is doing the ground beef at the same time that I am. If you see things move around outside the camera, he's doing the ground beef while I'm doing the chicken. But we're both doing basically the same steps. Once the seasoning is nice and mixed, I measure out 2 ounces, which I've actually lost the footage for that, is I'm going to measure out 2 ounces of the ground, and each one of those rounds that are in that pan is 2 ounces a piece. And it's 2 ounces before it's cooked. It's about 1.5 ounces once it is cooked. Now I'm going to put it in the oven at 350 for 25 minutes. At about 15 minutes, you want to take it out and flip them over. I'm putting them in for the 25 minutes. And I'm using my toaster oven, but my toaster oven we can use just like a regular oven. Again, here at 15 minutes, we take them out and we're going to flip them over. Now, the ground beef, depending on the mixture of your ground beef can be like my oven went off here, so I had to reset it. But you may have to drain some grease out of the pan. But here is a picture of the beef sliders and the chicken sliders, the nutritional information and the ingredients for each one of those. So I hope that you try those. I hope that you like them. And then this is on some cloud bread. I ate mine on cloud bread. My husband ate his on regular bread. But when I ate mine, I did eat it on the cloud bread, which was amazing. If I do have a recipe for my cloud bread that I will put up in the cards up above, and then I will also have a link down in the bottom to my cloud bread recipe, which is absolutely amazing. But I hope that you try these recipes out. They really are good. They're very keto friendly. They are very health friendly. So I hope that you try them out, and you can leave a comment down below, and I hope that you come back. I'll be back again on Sunday with my 9-week update. I just passed 2 months, and I'm doing really great. And if you can go and see that video as well. I talked about that on Sunday, this past Sunday. But I do hope that you like these recipes and that you like this video, and think about subscribing to come back and see my weight loss journey. So until Sunday, thank you and bye-bye.